World War I, the Great War that changed the world. World War I, also known as the Great War, was one of the deadliest conflicts in human history. It lasted from 1914 to 1918 and involved many of the world's great powers, divided into two major alliances, the Allied powers and the Central Powers. The war reshaped nations, altered geopolitical landscapes, and led to massive social and political changes. This is the story of World War I, its causes, major battles, and lasting consequences. The road to war. Causes of World War I. The roots of World War I can be traced back to several key factors: militarism, alliances, imperialism, and nationalism. Militarism. European nations were in an arms race, building powerful militaries that made war seem inevitable. Alliances. Secret treaties between nations created a web of commitments that turned local conflicts into global wars. Imperialism. Competition for overseas colonies heightened tensions between European powers. Nationalism. Ethnic groups sought independence, especially in the Balkans, a region often called the powder keg of Europe. The immediate trigger of the war was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria. Hungary on June 28, 1914, in Sarajevo by a Serbian nationalist, Gavrilo Princip. This event set off a chain reaction of diplomatic failures and ultimatums, ultimately plunging Europe into war. The war begins. 1914, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914. Due to existing alliances, the war quickly expanded. Russia mobilized to defend Serbia. Germany, allied with Austria-Hungary, declared war on Russia and France. Germany's invasion of Belgium brought Britain into the war. Eventually, many countries, including the Ottoman Empire and Japan, joined the conflict. The world was at war. The Western Front, trench warfare and stalemate. Germany's Schlieffen Plan aimed for a quick victory by invading France through Belgium. However, the German advance was halted at the First Battle of the Marne, September 1914, leading to a prolonged stalemate. Both sides dug extensive trenches, creating the infamous Western Front, where soldiers endured brutal conditions. Trench warfare was characterized by barbed wire and machine guns, making direct assaults deadly, artillery barrages, causing massive casualties, poison gas attacks, first used by Germany in 1915, no man's land, the desolate, corpse-littered terrain between enemy trenches. Famous battles on the Western Front included Battle of Verdun, 1916, the longest battle of the war, lasting nearly 10 months with over 700,000 casualties. Battle of the Somme, 1916, British forces suffered 60,000 casualties on the first day alone. The Eastern Front, Russia's struggles. While the Western Front remained locked in trench warfare, the Eastern Front was more fluid. Germany and Austria-Hungary fought against Russia, which struggled with poor leadership and logistical problems. Key battles included Battle of Tannenberg, 1914, a massive German victory that devastated the Russian army. Brusilov Offensive, 1916, Russia's last major offensive, which failed to break enemy lines. By 1917, internal strife in Russia, worsened by food shortages and massive casualties, led to the Russian Revolution. The Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin, took power and signed the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk, 1918, ending Russia's involvement in the war. The war at sea and in the air. Naval warfare played a crucial role in the conflict. The British Royal Navy imposed a blockade on Germany, cutting off vital supplies. In response, Germany used U-boats, submarines, to target Allied shipping. Lusitania sinking, 1915, a German U-boat sank the British passenger liner, killing 1,198 people, including 128 Americans. This event increased tensions between Germany and the United States. Aerial warfare also emerged, with airplanes used for reconnaissance, bombing missions, and dogfights between fighter pilots, known as aces. The United States joins the war. 1917, several factors led to the United States entering the war. Unrestricted submarine warfare. Germany resumed sinking neutral and Allied ships. Zimmermann Telegram. Germany proposed an alliance with Mexico against the U.S., which was intercepted and publicized. Economic interests. American businesses had strong financial ties to the Allies. In April 1917, President Woodrow Wilson asked Congress to declare war on Germany, stating, "The world must be made safe for democracy." The final year, 1918, and the armistice. By 1918, Germany launched the Spring Offensive, hoping to win before American troops arrived in full force. Although they gained ground, the offensive exhausted German forces. The Allies counterattacked in the 100 Days Offensive, pushing the Germans back. By November 1918, Germany faced internal revolution, and Kaiser Wilhelm II abdicated. On November 11, 1918, an armistice was signed, ending the fighting. The aftermath. Treaty of Versailles and consequences. In 1919, the victorious Allies met in Paris to determine the post-war order. The Treaty of Versailles imposed harsh penalties on Germany, including accepting war guilt, paying massive reparations, reducing its military, losing territories.